everybody bloody good. Brooke did my makeup in like 10 minutes. I am supposed to be a dead possum. That is my Halloween outfit for this stream. What are we rating the fit? I'm probably gonna sweat my fucking ass off in this shit. They also give me these little like claws. Rawr. It's so hot. Okay. We're about to hop into the short horror films, but I do want to watch this Papa Meat video first. Most haunted places in the world.
Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Tune in, sit down, because today we're going to be talking about the most haunted places in the entire world.
How do they determine what's haunted and not? Like, what level of haunted something is? Is that just off of personal accounts? Like 100 people said they got, you know, mauled by a ghost in here. So that means it's more haunted than somewhere else. The number of ghosts. Yeah, no shit. But it's like, that has to be off of personal accounts. From the Phasmophobia EMF reader. Oh, really? They just go into each place. Beep, 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 beep. Oh, yeah, no, that's really fucking haunted. All right. That's number one for sure.
We've done America. There might be more things to talk about in America because they are a part of the world.
I would get that. Without explanation, I would understand you saying the Paris catacombs are the most haunted area in the world because there's actually 3 million dead bodies down there. That makes sense to me. You walk in the Paris catacombs, the walls are human bones. So I understand you going, yeah, this place is probably pretty fucking haunted. But then some random shore house in Delaware, it's like, yeah, this place, somebody died here, you know, in the 1800s. This place is really fucking haunted. Like, I need to hear some shit where it's like, this place is so haunted, anytime anybody enters this area, they die.
But today we're going worldwide, baby, because October is the scariest time of the year. And what better way to get into Halloween spirit than exploring some of the strangest and most terrifying places?
Also self-explanatory, understandable. I'm asking a bit of a kind of stupid question now. I think I answered that shit myself by just pressing play on the video. Yes, there's no, like, I guess, analytical difference between the two places that are less or more haunted than one or the other. But I would much rather stay in this, whatever this fucking room is for a night, than, like, a house.
The strangest and most terrifying places known to man. In the past, we've explored the scariest places across the United States, but now it's time to branch out and discover what the rest of the world has to offer, which no one is as old as the United States, so I doubt it's anything. From the cold and mysterious castles found in Europe to the haunted temples in Asia to the cursed tombs of Africa, there truly isn't anywhere on the planet that the dead...
Understanding a tomb being cursed. Oh, awakening, basically digging up a dead body, probably not a great play. I would understand somebody saying that's haunted.
Don't inhabit. The ghosts, they go everywhere.
Even underground?
They might be underground. So get ready as we cover some insane or unique haunts that are sure to cause a scare. The first stop on our journey takes us across the pond over to the UK, where one of the most haunted places in the world is set to reside. Though you wouldn't think.
Oh my god, the most haunted place in the world in the UK is just a Tesco. Oh, well, actually, the most haunted place in the world is actually on 5th Street. It's an old pizzeria, one of the first in the UK.
Think at first glance, the Tower of London has terrorized people for centuries.
Bro, I re-looked at my 23andMe results, and they changed my shit. I'm like 42% English. I was like 42% French and German, 30% Italian, 10% British, 10% Ashkenazi Jew. Now, I'm 37%. I'm 37% English, 37% Italian, 10% or 20% German. You're Jewish? I'm percentage Jewish. I have a lineage of Ashkenazi Jewish people in my family. Dude, they changed my results. So like, dude, 30% of my ancestry is from fucking the UK. How upsetting. No, I'm kidding. Have you ever left money in your Cash App account wishing you could spend it directly from the account rather than having to transfer it? Well, the Cash App debit card is for you. The Cash App debit card, customizable by the way, has 0 hidden fees, no monthly charges, or minimum balance requirements. The Cash App debit card also gives you exclusive discounts on everyday things that you buy: coffee, video games, food delivery, and more. If you're a fan of concerts and music, you also get exclusive pre-sale access to many of your favorite artists, including Kendrick Lamar, SZA, Sabrina Carpenter, Drake, and more. For a limited time only, new Cash App customers over the age of 18 can earn $10 if they use code CASH10 in their profile at sign up, as well as send $5 to a friend or more in the first 14 days. If you're 13 to 17, request a parent or guardian sponsored account and use promo code CASH10 at sign up and get $10 dropped into your account when you order and activate a Cash App card, and send $5 or more to a friend within the first 14 days. Terms apply. Cash App, thank you for sponsoring this video. Let's get back into it.
They built in 1078. What?
It's old.
God damn.
What was built in 1078? The haunted castle? Oh, no, that looks haunted. Any, like, old king's castle made of stone, and it's cold, and there's, like, a weird breeze that bustles through the windows at night, like, that's haunted, for sure. Fine.
God damn, give the motherfucker facelift. Have they touched it since then? Surely they had. Okay. The Tower of London has housed both royalty and some of the most...
Last refurbished in 2025. I was bored one day, and I was looking at castles you could stay in the UK and Europe in general, and what really upset me was all of the castles on the inside were, like, modern-day homes. I don't know what part of me thought that Airbnb would let you list a castle with, like, a fucking stone bed. Or, like, I truly thought the inside of a castle, like, if I rented a castle out, I didn't think the inside would be, like, heat insulated. I thought it would be, like, stone walls. You walk on the inside, it's just stone. It's a castle. You're staying in a castle, because that's what I would want. Personally, if I rented out a castle to stay in a castle, I don't want the inside of the castle to feel like I'm in a fucking New York City high-rise apartment. I want to feel like I'm in the 12th century, and and there's no AC, and there's kind of like rats or bugs that kind of crawl in at night. I want the authentic experience.
The Tower of London has housed both royalty and some of the most notorious criminals in the history. The 18-acre half prison, half palace is situated on the River Thames in central London and was a functioning prison up until 1952, when it closed its doors and reopened as a tourist attraction. I don't really know if I like the idea of I'm royalty and I live here. Also, there's prisoners in the same building as me.
That seems unsafe. Maybe they enjoyed having prisoners.
Yeah. Royalty's white noise for sleeping wasn't just like monkeys and jungle music. It was like, and like
literal prisoners screaming. They're getting tortured by the rats. Dude, they had that in the underside of castles. They would just like chain you to a wall with a bunch of rats. And eventually you would just starve to death slowly, and then they would eat you alive. So you're falling asleep. You know, you're king blank and blank from the 10th century. Me. Ah! Ah! Please! I didn't mean it! And that's just like in the background. I mean, you know, I don't know how well sound travels through stone, but I would assume you'd probably hear some of it.
Many of the royal residents who ruled over the Kai had received exotic animals as gifts and stored them in that tower. This ranged from monkeys to lions, and in one instance, a polar bear. And in 1250...
Damn, dude, getting gifted a polar bear. In the UK, where was the nearest polar bear to the UK in the year 1200? Like the Nordic regions? That's badass. I'm wondering how they transported that. How do you capture a polar bear in the year 1200? Before you had, like, knockout darts, how the fuck did you trap an alive polar bear? A wooden box. What, like some Looney Tunes cartoon, you lure it and just go, huh, and then the box falls on top of it? I'm saying, no, I'm not worried about how you transport it. No shit, yeah, you put it on the back of a horse carriage and fucking pull it. How do you get the bear in there without killing it? Let me bang that. Box traps, they were lured into a large box trap, like with bait. So it literally was like what you would do with like modern day like gophers or raccoons.
Received a white bear from the King of Norway and housed it in the Tower of London Menagerie, where it lived out its days swimming in the river and eating fish. I still don't think that's probably a good time for it. a big white bear. He play in the gray water. Eat our trash fish in the gray water. Now he turns into a black bear. He used to be white. It was gray. However, several witnesses claim to have seen a ghostly white bear wandering the complex.
Okay, bro, the soul. I thought you were gonna say this shit was haunted because of the fucking, like, scary things that happened in it. They have a tower in London where people claim to see the dead polar bear from the year 1200.
Whoa, haunted bear.
I really didn't even think about animals haunting.
I didn't know they could haunt.
I thought animals didn't have souls.
Maybe this bear was reincarnated, or the person was reincarnated as a bear, and then, yeah, died, and now it's ghost haunts.
Would you rather be haunted by a bear or a man?
I feel like a bear.
I'd rather be haunted by a bear for sure. Because it's still going to have the mind of a bear. So, what's it going to do? You're going to get jump scared every once in a while. After some point, it's probably going to start liking you, you know? I'd be like, bro, chill out.
In 1816, a night guard heard strange sounds coming from the jewel room and decided to investigate. He definitely wasn't stealing. Did you guys hear that? When he opened the door, he saw a large white bear standing in the darkness. What the fuck was the bear doing there? Shocked by this, he thrust his bayonet at the beast, only for it to pass through and stab the wall behind it. Oh. The guard was later found in a state of shock and taken to the guard's barracks, where he was inspected. The head guard found no signs of intoxication, all while the guard was silently mumbling about what he had seen.
See, bro, do you think the guard knew about the bear previously? Because I will say that is very weird. If the guard had known about the story, I would assume he was seeing things. But if the guard had no clue and just happened to see a white polar bear in a UK castle...
What do you think it really was? He obviously went in there to steal jewels.
Yeah.
What if it was like just a large fat man?
Oh, yeah. Well,
yeah, and then you mistake it for a bear. The guy comes up later, he's like looking at him in the hospital room. What's wrong with him?
yeah.
Not long after the incident, the guard went completely insane and died from shock. I bet you that was probably...
What? What? Right after he fucking went insane and died? I thought it was going to be like, oh, he just moved on, retired from it because it freaked him out. He fucking lost his mind and died. I feel like he already had to be insane. You got to think, bro, what is the psychiatrist... The psychological examiner in the year 1800. So what do you see, my boy? There was a polar bear. I tried to thrust my sword into it, but it disappeared. And what would you say your mental condition is? I'm perfectly sane. Everybody's always been saying I've been crazy since I was a young lad, but I've always seen these polar bears, and every time I try to stab them, they disappear. I think he's okay. I think he might be okay. I think this place might actually be haunted. Nothing might be wrong with him.
Around the same time, Edmund Linthal Swift, who would find the frightened guardsman, also had a scare of his own. One night, Edmund brought his family to Anne Boleyn's room in the Martin Tower, where she had been held before her execution. And after closing all the blinds and locking the doors, the family saw a pill-shaped apparition form in the middle of the room. A pale white phantom traveled to each person, sitting at the table in the middle of the room before stopping above Edmund's wife. Before she could move, the pill shot down onto her shoulder, forcing her to crouch in pain and yell, "Ow!"
Shot down onto her shoulder, just rips her fucking right arm off. Oh my god! Oh my god! Just say what? Like a guy from that era in time trying to react to that.
Christ, it has seized me! As soon as she yelled, Edmund grabbed a chair and threw it at his wife.
Threw it at his wife, knocks her out cold.
She's like, I think I have shoulder pain, causing the ghost to disappear. Oh my.
I don't know. This kind of seems like a spousal abuse story that's kind of clouded in a... I swear I didn't just throw a chair at her. There was a ghost, a pill-shaped ghost. It's Anne Boleyn's room. She was about to get executed. I had to throw the chair at her.
To this day, it is known as the Phantom Lava Lamp and is said to haunt that very room. I don't like that. That scares me. I also don't, you know what it is?
I feel like it doesn't scare me. I feel like it being a weird orb of energy would be less scary than like a figurine. If I was in that room and I saw like a fucking Matrix pill of white light just morphing around, I'd be like, I don't think I would be scared. I'd be more intrigued, no? That would be something you'd investigate. Like, if you were in the woods at night and you saw, like, an apparition of a man walking around, your ass is beelining it the opposite direction. But if I saw an orb of white light... Can we stop with that shit? What do you mean? Stop. Can we... If I saw an orb of white light, bro, I would be like... Oh, let me go check that out. Oh, the lava lamp is the orb? What are y'all doing if it just started floating? It floats towards me to my right shoulder, just fucking cuts it clean off. I go, oh! Oh!
King Henry VIII is responsible for many of the ghosts found at the tower, so it's no surprise to see him lurking around. In 1890, a sentry guard was doing his round when he heard someone call his name, where he turned around and he saw a bloated face of King Henry. He claimed that Henry's face was
King Henry's bloated face? Oh, well, you know, actually, the system many people use in the United States for measurement is off of my own foot. It may have been overestimated slightly to make my feet seem quite bigger because, you know, a lot of people relate feet to another part of the human body, but nevertheless, it is based off of myself.
Deep red and drooling at the mouth. After calling his name, the spirit chased the guard down the hallway before it soon disappeared. Anne Boleyn was the second wife of King Henry and was charged with incest and adultery after...
Anne Boleyn, I've heard her name before, but I didn't know who she was. She was executed as King Henry's wife. It wasn't that like a get around for him because he wanted to keep remarrying or something? Isn't that why he also started another church of his own? That's King Henry, right? King Henry, like, kept wanting to get annulments, and eventually the priests were like, hey, man, you can't keep just divorcing your wives. You can't, that's a no-go. And he's like, oh, really? Well, I'll just start my own thing in it. And then that's what he did.
She was beheaded for her crimes and has been seen walking around with her head in her hands. Just down the road from the Tower of London is the world's most haunted pub called...
Her head in her hands? She was walking with her head in her hands, or her hands holding her head?
Haunted pub called the Grenadier. It was built in the 1720s as a barracks for soldiers, and it wasn't until a century later that the building was converted into a bar. And shortly after it was converted, a soldier named Cedric was beaten to death in the basement after getting caught cheating during a card game.
They beat him to death for cheating in a fucking card game.
Fair. It's just so funny back in the day, like, he cheated at this game. All right, let's kill him.
Do you think he was just doing really good
and they just claimed that he was cheating? Oh my God. No, they were all playing like poker together and he just kept getting pocket aces. He must be cheating. I swear it's just a crazy stroke of luck, guys. You gotta believe me. Why don't we take him downstairs? Show him the real one too, innit? We'll show him what a real ace of spades is. And then they just beat him to death.
I have a sneaking suspicion he's like, I hate to say it, but it's a full house again. All right, boys. You know what I mean? Like, since then, it is said that his spirit haunts the pub and torments guests. On more than one occasion, people have witnessed a cigarette being smoked by itself. And one person even claimed...
That's freaky. Like, literally just a cigarette standing in the... It's just, like, floating in the corner.
Claimed to have been burned by an invisible cigarette, which is kind of fun. I like this because he's a ghost and he's smoking real cigarettes. And then he is also like, you know what? Fuck you. Put that in your neck.
Yeah, also I like how that is definitely just some guy, other soldiers fucking with each other. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just flicking. Yeah.
Oh, just burning each other and then saying it was a ghost.
People are probably so gullible too. They're like, I got burned by a ghost. Instead of like looking around and being like, did you burn me? I bet you that.
Oh my God, yeah, it's a pub. Everybody's drunk. You already know the story about the guy that got beat to death, and then you're just smoking a cigarette. You go around your friend's neck and just go, tss. Oh! Was that you? No, it wasn't. Oh my God. I swear I just got burned by a cigarette. Was it floating? Yeah, so it's just like a bit. And then everybody falls for it.
Other patrons have claimed to have seen a spectral soldier in mirrors and photos taken in the bar. Cedric is also known to create cold spots, rearrange furniture, and cause people to feel depressed.
Bro, I hate the idea of a cold spot. You're under the AC vent. You're under the AC vent. That's what it is. Ah. Oh my God, it's getting a bit chilly in here. Oh. We don't have AC in the UK nor vents? Huh? There's no AC. What? We don't have AC. Let me bing that. Fewer than 5% of homes have AC in the UK. What? Most UK homes are designed to retain heat and people rely on fans or AC units to cool down. Bro, it doesn't get hot as shit. You guys don't have... Do you have heating units? Like, is there heaters? The climate's different. Bro. But I never thought the UK doesn't have AC. Most homes have a central heating system, but not AC. Oh my God. How hot do the homes get? How hot are the homes in the UK in the summer? They average 14 to 28 degrees Celsius. Brother, freedom units, please. That's 57. What's 28? To 82? 82? Oh my God. I gotta ask Small Fries about this next time I stream with him. 82? Brother, in the summer, if it was 82 degrees, oh my God. Yeah, but you have fans. So maybe, but like, bro, that's crazy. So maybe the cold spot thing isn't fake.
Of being watched. These are all extremely common things, I feel like, in a bar. Oh, I kind of feel a bit sad. So they're chugging on beer the whole night. Oh my God. Who's watching me?
Yeah, it's a packed room.
Yeah. Are you looking at me? I feel like I'm being watched. Also, like, probably like just smell like shit. Just a total slosh. People are looking at me, ain't they? To appease the angry soldier customers, people stick money into the ceiling to cover his tab so he can continue his drink in the afterlife, which is kind of fun. See, I like little bits like that.
That is fun. That's really fun. Sticking $1, sticking a $5 to the fucking ceiling.
Yeah.
Every time I go,
Write a little message. I love bars that do that. Those are my favorite types of bars. Dive bars that have, like, the fake IDs just fucking stapled to the ceiling. All the fake IDs they confiscated stapled to the ceiling, and then there's dollar bills lining the bar that are just, like, fucking nailed to the wall. Bro, those are the best. And there's graffiti on the mirror, so you can't even look at yourself in the bathroom.
the next stop on our journey takes us south to the Mediterranean, where the most haunted island in the world is located. Poveglia.
I think that's...
Bro, I feel like we watched a vlog of somebody go here. But isn't this like an asylum where they killed people? Like, that's a hard pivot from a bar where one guy died.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Fuck! Poveglia is a small island located in northern Italy and is home to a former plague hospital
Oh, yeah, no. Like, how much would somebody have to pay you for you to be alone here at night? You get a sleeping bag. That's it. You got to sleep in this room. Like right in the middle of the floor.
People have been living on the island since the 400s, but it wasn't until the 1500s that it became a quarantine zone for the plague. After the plague ended, the area was abandoned until 1922 when it was repurposed as a psychiatric ward. Today, it sits abandoned and barred from the public for 60 years after the ward closed in 1968. Now, it is a hotspot for ghost hunters who get special permission to investigate there. And what makes this place so haunted is the mass graves that house thousands of plague victims all across the island. Many who have set foot on the property claim that it is 50% dirt and 50% human ash.
That's a lot of A lot of ash.
That's a lot of ash. Locals call it the Island of Ghosts because of how many spirits have been spotted. The most well-known specter is that of a mad doctor who jumped to his death.
Bro, you know the most fucked thing I saw the other day was in... I would love to go... Like, I love going to museums. I love going to, like, historical sites. I was watching this TikTok of somebody that went to Auschwitz, and they took a picture in, like, the gas chamber, and you could literally see the nail scratchings of people trying to, like, claw their way out. Like, and it's still exactly the same. Like, it's unchanged from that time. Like, that's fucking horrifying.
Because of how many spirits have been spotted.
Like, that shit being haunted, I would understand if somebody tried to claim that, too. Like, stuff like this, where it's like, yeah, hundreds of people died, and then they burned their bodies.
The most well-known specter is that of a mad doctor who jumped to his death in the bell tower. During his tenure at the psych ward, he performed hundreds of lobotomies that left people debilitated and in severe pain. Shortly after his death, ghost hunters claim to have contacted the doctor and sometimes see him roaming the halls. And in 2000,
well, like, he's the evil spirit mainly that's there, and he's, like, stuck because he was killing people. Dude, do you think the doctors in that time actually thought lobotomies were good? Because I understand medicine was at a different rate or, like, different point, but, bro, that was, like, 100 years ago. People were given lobotomies. And I understand the medical, experience was less. But you're a doctor, and you're shoving an ice pick in the top of somebody's eyeball, and you're cutting a part of their brain to make them more happy, and then you pull it out, and you instantly see, like, the fucking part of their consciousness just leave because you effectively just gave them brain damage, like irreversible brain damage. That, or, like, what if you fuck up the lobotomy? Because that's had to have happened, too. Where it's not even a successful lobotomy where they're, now just, like, emotionless and a husk of their former selves. Like, you fucking stab the wrong part of their brain and then you fucking pull it out and they can't move. Like, you've paralyzed them.
Zach Bagans and the Ghost Adventure crew.
Bro, I love this guy. I used to watch Ghost Adventurers when I was a kid.
Were granted access to the island to investigate.
What is the intro? Oh, my God. That's, like, the most nostalgic thing, and it's so fucking stupid. He's like, my name is Alex, and I've been hunting ghosts for however many years. They still make episodes of that show, by the way.
My name is Zach Bagans. I never believed in...
My name is Zach Bagans. I never believed in ghosts. And it's like these early 2005 cutscenes. They're just like zooming in from a low angle into his face. Like, imagine this is the camera. My name is Zach Bagans.
Where there, they claim to speak with multiple victims of the doctor. Go ahead and show one.
They just don't speak the language at all. He's reading a fucking cue card. I'm
gonna try some English here just to see what happens.
That's hard-hitting proof. But the episode's most notable highlight was when Zach got possessed by a demon and freaked out at his camera crew.
Me?
Yeah, I said you!
Whoa. Stop, dude.
Get out of here!
This is gold. I love it. You know how many times this has happened?
A lot.
Motherfucker gets possessed all the time.
But it's only him, too, the main character in the show. I think there's like 30 seasons of that show. 29 seasons. You know how successful Ghost Adventures has to be for Zach Bagans to get his fucking show renewed 28 times? Oh my God. It has an 83% on Rotten Tomatoes. How?
Demons.
He's around a lot of demons, but after a while, it's like, goddamn, Zach, do you not have any other precautions? He said that he got so haunted that he became, like, blind. Yeah, that's why he has to wear glasses, right?
Yeah, special glasses.
I feel like there's so many episodes where literally he gets possessed and he's like, I'm gonna fucking kick your ass. I think it's a mixture of cocaine. I think it's a mixture of a little bit of alcohol. You're trying to tell me that Zach Bagans doesn't go around carrying a...
It's not Ghost Adventurers. What's the one where they're like... The ghost is telling me to take another shot of whiskey. I'm getting a weird urge that I need to drink more. That's Ghost Hunters. Different show. Competing shows. Both equally as stupid.
A flask of peach schnapps.
I believe it,
I think this ghost is telling me to do a sidewalk slammer with a green apple for Loco. and a liter of Colt 45.
I would believe in a heartbeat. He does a little bump, takes a little swing.
How does the ghost know what a BBC challenge is? Good thing I already have a buzzball, a beatbox, and a Cutwater in my pocket.
And I think he takes like horse testosterone or something. He's sitting there and he's just like all wired up. Punching hole in drywalls and shit. I mean, I wonder how many cases that he's gotten possessed where he's like freaks out the crew.
I bet.
Or members of his crew freak out on them too.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a lot.
Did he get possessed at Hell House?
No, I think his cameraman did, and then he did. Which is my favorite part. Because I'm pretty sure he sat there like, dude, Zach, what is going on? He's just like, he's like, dude, I became so violent, I feel like I wanted to kill you. While cursing and filling his arms in the pitch dark, he began to punch the walls and wander aimlessly through the chapel. It took 5 minutes of freaking out before one of the other co-hosts, Nick, came over and performed an exorcism on Zach by telling the spirit to let it.
May Christ compel you, leave Zach. Zach Bagans is a good man making a Ghost Adventures show trying to document your hardships that you had to endure. Leave him now, I command you. Leave his body. My name is Zach Bagans, and I never believed in ghosts until I encountered one.
Go, which I do love a drive-by exorcism. I do love how easy exorcisms can be. Hey, you're gone. Hey, let go of him. Thank you. He's a powerful priest. No fisherman dares go near the island, believing that it is cursed with dangerous spirits. Other than the Mad Doctor, of course. Locals are fully convinced that the island is infested with vampires.
What? Ghosts and vampires?
I didn't realize we were going to be touching on vampires in this haunting video. If you're attacked by a vampire, it is technically kind of a haunting because it is a dead man.
It's true. Yeah, undead.
We kind of skirted the game, didn't we, Nick?
Yeah, a little bit.
This is because multiple bodies were unearthed with stones and even blood in their mouth, leaving many to believe that they were recently up and walking around feasting on human blood. There's probably people fucking, this. What's horrifying is when people are like, he's dead, and they bury him, and the people wake up, and they're like, oh my God, he's a zombie trying to get out. And no, it was just a guy trying to claw his way out of the.
Well, that's why didn't they used to attach a bell to, they would have a hole that would go all the way underground in your coffin with a bell. And they would leave that for like a few days in case you happen to wake up, you'd start ringing it. But then I feel like they changed that too, because it used to be customary that you would let the body sit in your house for like 3 days. Like if somebody died, you would just leave them for like 3 days just to make sure. Like, are they actually dead? Or because you could check a pulse, but you're not like, because that's happened where people have gotten buried alive.
That is my nightmare.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. That's why I almost I want to have like a little pill in case anything happens. I could be like, oh, I'm done.
See, I would just have a contingency where it's like, if you're gonna bury me, cut my head off.
I kind of like that idea. I feel like I wish that was kind of a more normal thing. Also, I think that's also why the Vikings did it, right? You just set them off. And you fucking.
Isn't that actually not as accurate? I thought like Viking funerals were not very common. Let me bang it. The famous imagery of a body burning in a longship set aflame is largely a myth. Real Viking funerals involved land-based cremation on funeral pyres or burial in graves and mounds. So it was like Viking funerals existed in the sense of maybe burning a body, but not where they would row you out into the ocean and then fucking shoot a flaming arrow at your body. Why do you keep saying bang it? I'm trying to start a new wave of saying Google it. You say bang it. I would be willing to hard pivot to maybe Yahoo that, but or edge it. I would, I don't know, but that if I say let me edge it, that might be, I don't know.
The Valley of the Kings is one of the most important archaeological discoveries in history, but it is also one of the most haunted places on Earth. The first tombs were constructed.
I want to go. I don't want to uncover burial sites or tombs, but I want to go inside the pyramids so fucking bad to actually witness and stare at etchings that somebody put into the wall fucking thousands of years ago is so cool.
Around 1500 BCE, and for thousands of years, Egyptian pharaohs and nobles were buried in the lavish rooms. That's what I want to say. I watch some people. There's YouTube videos, people being like, oh, I'm going into the Valley of Kings or whatever, the tombs and the pyramids. No. I'm so claustrophobic. Try not having a panic attack watching one of those videos. Go ahead. Watch a guy go up these stairs. Like, there's this hallway to get to the king's room. You have to go up.
This is exactly where I would want to go, though. I'm not saying I don't want to fucking go in the claustrophobic part where you got to climb up a fucking half broken ladder that's like fucking 2 feet by 2 feet and you're just like breathing out so you could shimmy through. I would want to just go here.
This huge, steep, narrow thing, but also it's one way. So people are also coming down. So you're like trapped in this thing and there's like, watch a video and try not to have a panic attack. Go ahead. Challenge impossible.
I don't think I would have a panic attack.
However, it would remain relatively untouched until 1922, when Egyptologist Howard Carter discovered King Tut's tomb and unleashed the mummy's curse. Which, you know, that everyone knows King Tut. But, and then everyone, you know, there's a lot of movies about mummies and all that kind of stuff. But the string of events that happened after that motherfucker opened that tomb is kind of odd. I will say that. As soon as the tomb was open, nearly everyone tied to it began to die off in mysterious ways. This is no shit. It's very weird. To the point where I'm like, this might be the only story on here where I'm like,
Well, the only story where it actually has some sort of like grounding in that it's a curse or a ghost.
The first one to go was George Herbert. He was at the tomb when it was open and paid for the entire expedition. He died from mosquito bite that led to blood poisoning only 4 months after the initial opening of the tomb. Which you could be like, all right, hey, it's a mosquito bite.
Unlucky.
It's gonna happen. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah, mosquitoes and malaria have killed half of the people ever born. What are the odds?
In Africa, there's like marshy, swampy area. There's gonna be mosquitoes everywhere. Next up was George Gould, who simply visited the tomb before succumbing to a fever 5 months later. A little more suspicious, right? Yeah. Motherfucker just all of a sudden got a fever. Come on, I don't know.
All of a sudden got a fever and died. Because I understand this was a while ago, but dude, getting a fever doesn't usually cause death, even in the fucking early, like, 1900s.
Oh. Sir
Like, you're just sick.
Archibald Douglas Reed was invited by Howard to perform the x-rays on Tut's body, but died from cancer related to x-rays before he could make it to the tomb, which, to be fair, they probably didn't have very safety good precautions for the x-rays back in the day, but still kind of scary. The next two to die were Asa Mace, who worked with Howard Carter to excavate the tomb, and the other was the Honorable Mervyn Robert Howard Mollick.
They all died. Not one of them lived. Do you think after 5 of them died in your group, you're like the last one alive and you're like, I'm fucking cooked? How many, if you and like 6 of your friends open up fucking King Tut's tomb, 3 of them die, I'm going, this is surely a Final Destination-esque scenario we're in. We're fucked.
Whatever, Herbert, a cricket player and the half-brother of George Herbert, and he too was one of the first people to enter the tomb. Long name, too long of a name. You gotta die. Both men would die of pneumonia a few years after the tomb was open and a year apart from each other, which seems just a bit odd.
Yeah, this is...
For noblemen, for people who have like money and stuff at the time, and also that their deaths were almost like a year apart, exactly a year apart.
Yeah, this is very suspicious.
Sure, the mosquito bite guy, right? Sure, the x-ray doctor that didn't use any safety precautions and he's given x-rays every 7 minutes as practice. Sure. And the other guys? I don't know. Howard's secretary would...
So did they not used to like stand behind a wall or some shit when you would get x-rays? Because x-rays are radiation. You're not supposed... Like, if you got an x-ray every day, that would be really bad. That's why they always leave the room. So they used to just stand there. All right. It's weird. I feel like I have a third arm growing out of my butt. Oh my God! Sorry, I had to make the joke.
Howard's secretary would be smothered with a pillow while at a bath club. Edgar Steele, the man in charge of the artifacts from the tomb at the museum, died from stomach illness believed to have been caused by foul play. So now people are just getting murdered.
Foul play?
All right. And lastly, another museum worker in charge of displays was found dead in his bed from an unknown cause. An unknown cause! Just dead. He's gone. Do you think it was that easy? And the mummy got him.
I don't know. I feel like... It is weird that... Do you think that was a genuine curse, chat, or just like a weird set of circumstances? I feel like it is weird. It's the most convincing out of all of them. The only thing that would make it more convincing is if they all died in unprovable ways. You know? Like if it wasn't a coincidence and they all genuinely, like, it was like they all had a heart attack exactly 1 year apart. Like, that'd be freaky.
All of these deaths occurred within 12 years of the tomb being opened, and all of them had connections to the tomb, all right? And many have speculated that there's a scientific explanation for the deaths, but others believe it was the curse or even the result of satanic worship, which I don't know about that last part, but I do think that could have been the mummy stuff. Aleister Crowley believed in the occult and described himself as a religious prophet. Though he wasn't at the tomb's unveiling, he was in the same circle as all the men who died. Crowley was known for performing ritual magic, and his diary entries contained multiple references to specific times, methods, and religious symbolism associated with some of the deaths that happened from the people.
I don't know, bro. Some of these images I'm seeing. Big funny hat, bro. He had like a ball in between his legs, and he's like, why is he giving the crazy eyes to the camera every fucking time? God damn, just smile. Fuck.
To note that Crowley was in London at the same
like that is not his resting face.
time of each of these deaths. Like, or just like make it like, I think he did it. And all of those convicted of the crimes were his friends. If you manage to escape the curse of the mummy, you can expect to see plenty of other ghosts walking the valley at night. The most commonly spotted is a chariot driven by a small man who rides only at midnight. It is said that the sounds of horses pounding on the ground and whips cracking are common before it approaches. Witnesses describe the chariot differently, with some claiming it blazed as it passed by. It's totally lit on fire. I know it's just not a little.
Part of me thinks with a lot of these things that like the latter half of the witnesses of like the ghost creatures are just like trying to be a part of the group, you know? Like I would get maybe the first person being like, I think I just saw a fucking ghost chariot. And then somebody else like a month later being like, I think I saw a ghost chariot. And then that gaining traction. And then every other tourist being like, yeah, I saw it. And it was on fire. Because you have to one up them, you know? You gotta have a better story than the person previously. They saw a fucking chariot and heard whipping noises. I think it was on fire. And I'm pretty sure he was kicking a soccer ball. I think he might have been holding a lightsaber.
Our last stop takes us to a little closer to home on an island just south of Mexico City, known as the Doll Island. Julian Barrera was a simple man who owned an island in
Milco Canals.
While he lived a relatively normal life, he would often collect dolls and nail them to the trees, as well as hang them from branches, believing it would prevent him from evil spirits. Or he was a psychopath, and that's just scary. As the collection grew, the dolls began to talk to him and soothe him to sleep.
Yeah, I think he's just insane.
He would go to the dumps and look for dolls to bring back to his island, where he would dress them up before hanging them alongside the others. Though the exact reason why he started collecting them in the first place is unknown, most people believe it's because a young girl drowned near his island. Today he collects dolls. Probably to appease the ghost.
Exactly. I feel like he drowned the young girl.
We don't know that. You're making assumptions that are probably true. But we don't know. The story goes that the girl was swept away by the current while playing with her sister. Her body, along with the doll, floated to Julian's island, where the dolls spoke to him, and the girl's
oh my god, and now he feels like he has to just do this so she doesn't haunt him.
voice demanding the doll back. Annabelle. Annabelle reference. So to ward off evil spirits, he nailed the dolls to the trees, but one doll wasn't enough. So he continued to hang more to appease the anger.
I don't know. Do you think the doll? Don't you think the doll wouldn't appease it? It would just invite more of the evil spirit. You just got to start pinning John Cena WWE dolls from the year 2006.
The more dolls he collected, the more word spread about his
That would defend you.
island, and eventually people
Just start pinning dolls of The Undertaker.
were leaving their own dolls. And in total, there are over 4,000 dolls, making it the Guinness World
4,000?
Record holder for world's largest collection of haunted dolls. All of this went on until 2001 when Julian and
There's a fucking... Guinness World Record sucks now. I'm sorry. There's a... Like, anything and everything's a fucking record. If you really tried your hardest, you could have a Guinness World Record. Because there's thousands of them. And it's like, why is that a record? Who's going for that record? The largest collection of haunted dolls. I would get the largest collection of dolls. I could see that being a record. The largest collection of haunted dolls. Why is that a record? How many instances of mass haunted dolls are there? 5 ever?
his nephew were out fishing. While on the boat, Julian exclaimed to his nephew that there were mermaids in the water singing to him. What? Before his nephew could even react, the old man was found dead, face down in the water, allegedly in the same place where
What?
the girl had been found. After his death, the island only seemed to get worse as other people began to see and hear some mermaids in the canals around the island. And throughout the island, thousands of dolls are said to move and talk during the night, but there are a few dolls in particular that paranormal investigators are interested in. The first doll ever hung up is inside Julian's former one-bedroom home.
They have specific dolls that are more haunted than others. I thought it would just be the whole island's haunted by the fucking dolls.
People who have gone near it have claimed to hear it talk and demand for more dolls on the island, which is fucking creepy. Also, just want to say too, the visual of tons of those, and then to think at night they all start talking, that's pretty scary.
Yeah,
That's kind of a cool visual.
$4,000.
If the doll asks for more dolls, you just bring something that's not on category at all. You just show up with like a bluey plushie. Is this okay? It's all I could find at the gift shop. You bring Elmo. Just fucking staple him right to the tree.
Dolls talking.
$4,000 being like,
all right.
No wonder Julian's just like, the mermaid sing to me. You know what I mean? And bring me your doll, I need Beanie Baby. You bring me Beanie Baby hanging on tree. The second doll, Augusta Tinta, was said to be Julian's favorite and the one that he would talk to the most. It is said that when Julian was alive, the doll would walk around the island at night, protecting him and even curing his illnesses. The fuck kind of Christ-like doll is this thing? Fuck's sakes.
But then why did he die in the same... I don't understand this shit. He did all this for nothing because then he ended up drowning in the same way. That's like... I feel like this is just like a tragic sequence of events.
There's a small shrine that surrounds Augustinita where people leave small offerings in hopes that she will protect them too, which is fun.
Mr. Beast goes there. All right, guys. So this is the most haunted doll of all of them. And usually it's customary to leave some sort of offering so it doesn't haunt you later. And look what I have. It's just a fuck. It's the new Reese's cup not Reese's cup. It's the new peanut butter cup Feastables bar. And Nolan's head. Just kills Nolan right on film. All right. That was a fun video. I enjoyed watching that.